advertised everything.
Good evening, and welcome to the Kingsport Board of Mayor and Alderman Business Meeting for October the 7th. And I'm calling this meeting to order. We will stand for the pledge led by Chief Bellamy, followed by the prayer by Chief DeBerry.
Please join me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You pray with me. Father God in heaven, thank you for this opportunity to come together as a city. Thank you for your mercy and your grace that you show upon all of us. I pray for our members of our board, our mayor, our city manager, and all those that work in city government that you help us to make good decisions, decisions that reflect positively on our community. Kingsport's a wonderful city. I'm thankful to be here. I'm thankful that you brought me here. Father, I just pray that tonight as we move through our agenda, that we'll do that with humble hearts and that we make the best decisions for our community. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. You may be seated. Thank you, Chiefs, for getting us started here today. Madam Deputy Recorder, would you please take the roll?
Mayor Montgomery.
Here.
Vice Mayor Duncan.
Here.
Alderman Baker.
Here.
Alderman Cooper.
Here.
Alderman George. Here. Alderman Mays.
Here.
Thank you. 6 of 7 board members are present. We definitely have a quorum. Mr. City Manager.
All right, we have one recognition on the agenda tonight. That's a proclamation recognizing Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I'd ask Alderman Cooper, as she makes her way to the podium, if Kristen Hall, the Community Response Coordinator, would join her.
It's my honor tonight to be able to recognize individuals and organizations that work tirelessly every day doing things that most of us can't imagine or don't want to imagine that happens in the lives of other people. It reminds me of the story about the little girl that was on the beach and that a bunch of starfish had washed up, and she was at one at a time throwing the starfish back to sea, and a man came up and said, you know, you're not making any difference. And she said, I am to this one, as she threw another one into the sea. So while the numbers are staggering, people like Kristen that work daily make a difference in the life of people, and they meet people at their probably the worst times of their lives and hear stories that most of us can't imagine and deal with that day in and day out. So it's my honor to have a proclamation from the City of Kingsport on Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Whereas domestic violence transcends racial, ethnic, and religious and socioeconomic borders, and its perpetrators harm their victims, endanger children, traumatize families, and threaten their community, and 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner in their lifetime. Now think about that. 1 in 4 women and 1 in 7 men. Like I said, the statistics and the numbers are staggering. This highlights the urgency and the need for awareness, intervention, and prevention. Over 60,000 victims of domestic violence reported in Tennessee, with almost 7,000 juveniles accounting for 11% of the victims in 2023. Whereas children who witness domestic violence are at a greater risk for developing behavioral, emotional, and social problems, perpetrating a cycle of violence that will continue for generations. And whereas on a typical day, there are over 20,000 phone calls to domestic violence hotlines nationwide. And that's just the ones that call in. You think about 20,000 people reporting or calling, there's probably 10 times that many that experience domestic violence that don't report it. Whereas victims of violence should have access to medical and legal services, counseling, transitional housing, and other support services so they can escape the cycle of abuse. And whereas advocates, law enforcement, and local organizations work tirelessly to provide safety, support, and resources to victims and survivors, offering them a path to healing and independence. And whereas local programs like Branch House, state coalitions, national organizations, and other agencies nationwide are committed to increasing public awareness of domestic violence and eliminating the cycle that continues. Whereas the City of Kingsport is committed to creating a community where every individual is safe and free from the threat of violence and abuse. Whereas Domestic Violence Awareness Month serves as a critical opportunity to educate the public, honor the memory of those who have lost their lives, and stand in solidarity with survivors. Now, therefore, Paul Montgomery, Mayor of the City of Kingsport, and on behalf of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen, sorry, we do hereby proclaim October 2025 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. You know, like I said, it's such an honor to be able to recognize someone that spends their day doing things that we can't imagine. So I appreciate you, honored to be up here to recognize you, and thank you for all you do. Know that your prayers are with you, the people that you work with, and you as you deal with this every day. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. At this point in time, this is for public comment. If you want to address us, this is your time to come and speak to us on any item that's on the agenda or any item that's relative to a concern. You're encouraged to keep your comments non-personal in nature, and it's your limit to 5 minutes. And again, I remind you, this is not a time that we will engage in dialogue. It's a time that you can speak to us and we'll listen. We are available to you to listen and talk to you before the meeting and anytime after the meeting. So does anyone want to come speak tonight on any item? Thank you. State your name and sign the sheet there, please. Address.
Tim Sanders.
Okay.
For the past few meetings, we've been talking a lot about AEP and the rate increases. And we have covered, or just barely scratched the surface, to why that's really a bad thing. But unfortunately, something has happened that I'm going to skip our continuing education on utility exclusive monopolies and talk about the most recent expense to the taxpayers, and that is in duplicate tax bills. Even though our paper is somewhat questionable on its reporting, you do find the little gems, and one of the gems in a recent article talked about a third-party billing error. Now, when transparency is the norm instead of the exception, the first thing, the next phrase of that is Kingsport requested a refund. I mean, anytime you hire somebody and they screw up, you ought to get your money back. If not, and that's the problem with government contractors a lot of times, they screw up and they just keep going. Nobody gets their money back. I don't know exactly the amount of property owners. I think it's around 33,000. And if everybody got duplicate letters, it's 72 cents to mail. We're talking about some real money when you add what you paid the third-party processor to do this. I have talked a litany of times about when you raise something, you need to cut something. You can't cut if you keep giving away money. And if you're giving away money, taxes are always going to go up. Utilities are always going to go up. Everything's going to go, and it's more than just pay wages and the cost of doing business. This was a glaring opportunity to say, wait a minute, we are going to do something correct for the citizens, and we're going to get the money back. And then if you contract out with the same people, which it don't say who it was, then they will ensure, or at least I hope within the contract, there is a clause that you screw up, we get our money back. If you're saving money, recouping money, then there's no reason to continue increases. That's one way to stop increasing every year, every couple of years, every 3 years, whatever, is to hold people accountable, hold other companies that do contract work with the city accountable. I mean, President Trump got Elon to do Doge to the federal government and put in some efficiency. Get rid of duplication. Get rid of waste. Get rid of, these fraudulent contractors. We may need to do the same thing here. Let's look at every contractor and make sure and be sure that the clauses in the contracts, they screw up, they owe the city money. They owe the citizens money. It's not the city's money, it's the citizens' money. And if you're at least keeping everything net zero, there ain't no reason for an increase. Although there's a discussion with the county people on that one too. But as it stands, I hope that somebody reaches out and says, hey, give the people back their money. You screwed up. And then the more personal thing, you're going to have seniors that's going to pay their taxes twice. In my other job, I actually had senior citizens that paid taxes twice. Because sometimes you just don't remember, and you see a tax bill, even if it's a duplicate, oh, I didn't pay them. They come and pay them. And, I mean, I don't know what kind of stopgap measure is in there to ensure nobody pays them twice. I would almost assume when they're busy that, they get paid and then somebody may or may not reach out and give them back the money. We will continue our discussion on AEP next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else coming to speak to us tonight? Okay. Mr. City Manager.
All right, we have no appointments on the agenda, so we move into the approval of minutes. The work session on September 15th, 2025, and the business meeting on September 16th, 2025. We'd ask that you approve these minutes as submitted, please.
Thank you. You've read the minutes that are before you, September 15th and September 16th. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Mays. Thank you. Let's vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed, like sign. The minutes are approved. Thank you. City Manager.
All right, we do not have a public hearing on the agenda tonight, as item 9.1 or action form 271 was pulled at the request of the developer. So we'll move on to the next item, which is consideration of an ordinance to establish a local jurisdiction property tax relief program and set the amount of property tax relief for tax roll year 2025. Last month, our City Recorder, Travis Bishop, provided a very thorough explanation of this. We talked in detail about what we are currently doing as a city, which is waiving the $8 a month, $96 a year sanitation fee. The decision was made and then brought before to the board that maybe we ought to consider evaluating a true match, which would be equal to what the state of Tennessee has looked at. In order to do so, we first had to identify the funding for this. Some of the things that we talked about last month was where those dollars would be coming from, adjustments that we have made that have resulted in savings in terms of how we do our banking, as well as investment interest earnings, which has resulted in that amount there of $44,320. that we would recommend that we would use for this. Property tax assistance, of course, has been in the state of Tennessee since 1973. It's been a program that has been in place throughout various cities and counties in northeast Tennessee. As I stated earlier, for many, many years, we have waived the sanitation fee for those who qualify. Your action tonight would be for only tax roll 2025, and would set that local match at $40. Again, that's $40 in addition to the $96. This would be something that we would have to consider each and every tax year, should the board desire to do so. With that, Mayor, I'd ask that you all approve the ordinance.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to establish a local jurisdiction property tax relief program to benefit the elderly, low-income taxpayers, totally and permanently disabled taxpayers, disabled veterans taxpayers, and widowers of disabled veteran taxpayers, and to set a fixed amount for tax roll year 2025.
You've heard the reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Mays. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Baker. Is there any discussion?
So, Mayor, City Manager, explain how someone in this tax year would be, how would this process work with the tax notices already out? Do folks in this current tax year that are paying taxes, will they be eligible, and how will that work? What does the citizenry need to do?
Sure. So if you have already applied for this, if you have already come in and paid your taxes for this, any individual upon approval of this after our second reading would be reimbursed appropriately for that amount. And so if you choose to wait until the second reading of this and come in, then the discount would be applied.
Okay. So how does one apply?
So you can go online, Property Tax Relief Program. We provided a flyer for everyone last night that was at your desk. There's also one on the screen that provides you some more information. You can also come into City Hall, come into the Customer Service Center. You come in the front door to your left. There is a counter for property tax assistance, and they can help you at that time.
Okay, thank you. And will it be on our website as well?
We sure can put that on there.
All right, thank you.
So they apply one time, and it's for the state, the county, and the city?
Yeah.
So one
State
application?
approval then puts in place everything
Okay,
else.
so they just have to apply once, and they get 3 different.
Any other comments or
I
discussion?
think this is, I think anything we can do to help these populations is good. I've learned about a program, an amendment that the Tennessee Constitution had done by the General Assembly in 2007, a property tax freeze program for people 65 years and older. I understand jurisdictions have to opt into that. I would like to see at a future work session information from staff about that. I know that there's criteria for that, and there's a fair amount of communities, counties and municipalities who have enacted that. And we have a high senior population, so I think anything we can do to help that group and the groups that are listed here, I think is just advantageous for us. So, all in favor of this. Just wish it was more than $40 for the year.
40 plus the 96.
Yeah.
And thanks, staff, for making this possible and working so quickly to make this happen. Any other discussion? Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ordinance passes 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a budget adjustment ordinance for various funds in fiscal '26. You see the executive summary. The biggest item on here, as we discussed last night at our work session, and an item that we have been discussing over the last couple of years, is the $762,691 that will come out of our general fund balance to be appropriated for the State Industrial Access Project. This is a greater than $30 million investment by the state of Tennessee to build a new road in the Meadowview area, connecting all the way back to Riverport Road. It opens up over 150 acres of developable land for business and industrial usage. We agreed to this some time ago in an amount that was probably more around 1.1, 1.2 million. Upon the evaluation, the design and engineering, various things went in place. This is the cost to move some existing utilities there. Is recommended as we go forward is go ahead and get this money to the state so we do not slow the project up in any way. But also at the same time, this would be an item that we would add to our bond issuance. Doesn't change our bond issuance based upon what we presented through the budget. That is due to a significant reduction in the cost for the George Washington Elementary HVAC unit. And so we'll be able to move that in there without any adjustments. In addition to that, there's grant dollars that are coming in that are vital to our operations, from IT to PD, and then also the closing out of a fund, the Stedman Cemetery Fund. At this point, has no dollars left in it, so those annual maintenance will come out of our general fund. With that, Mayor, we'd ask that you approve the budget ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend the various fund budgets for the year ending June 30th, 2026, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
You've heard a reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any discussion?
It may have been said and I dismissed it. This also has the $45,000 for the tax relief we just voted on.
Correct.
And that
First
money
matter.
is already there. This is not future money. It's money that we already have in hand.
Correct.
Thanks.
Any other discussion, comment? Okay. Hearing none. All in favor of the ordinance, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ordinance passes 6-0. Mr. City Manager.
All right, now moving into business matters requiring final adoption. First item is consideration of an ordinance to amend the fiscal '26 school general purpose fund budget. This comes to you on second and final reading. We'd ask that you approve the ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend the general purpose school fund budget for the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Cooper, seconded by Alderman Mays. Any discussion? Madam Deputy Recorder, please take the roll. Vote.
Alderman Baker. Alderman Cooper.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan.
Aye.
Alderman George. Aye. Alderman Mays.
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. The ordinance passes 6-0. Ms. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a budget adjustment ordinance for various funds in fiscal '26. This also comes to you on second and final reading. We'd ask that you approve the budget ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to amend the various fund budgets for the year ending June 30th, 2026, and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman George. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Baker. Any discussion? Hearing none. Madam Deputy Recorder, please take the roll vote.
Alderman Baker.
Aye.
Alderman Cooper.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan.
Aye.
Alderman George. Aye. Alderman Mays.
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. The ordinance is approved, 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a zoning ordinance for the Bancroft Chapel annexation. This also comes to you on second and final reading. We'd ask that you approve the zoning ordinance, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
An ordinance to further amend the zoning code text and map to rezone property located along Bancroft Chapel Road from County R1 Low Density Single Family Residential District to R1C Residential District in the 10th Civil District of Sullivan County to fix penalty for the violation of this ordinance and to fix the effective date of this ordinance.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the ordinance. May I have a motion for approval?
So move.
Motion for approval by Alderman Mays. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Duncan. Any discussion?
I would just add that the city planning staff and also the planning commission looked at this and had a lot of discussion, questions, but unanimously, I can't say that word tonight, that's hard, but approved it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other comments or discussion? Okay, Madam Deputy Recorder, please take the roll vote.
Alderman Baker.
Aye.
Alderman Cooper.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Duncan.
Aye.
Alderman George. Aye. Alderman Mays.
Aye.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye. The ordinance passes 6-0. Mr. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of resolution to enter into an agreement with Kane Rash West Architects for architectural and engineering services for the Nature Center renovation Phase 2 entry walk and event terrace. This is work that has been planned for some time at Bays Mountain Park. It's a plan that will redo the main entrance into the Nature Center. We are asking that you all allow us to enter into an agreement with Kane Rash West for the development of the architectural design and necessary documents in order to bid and manage the construction of that. It's important to note that the bulk of the work that we're referring to here is coming from a grant in the amount of about $2.9 million that we received from Local Parks and Rec Fund through the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation. And so we have hopes that we can get this out to bid as we move into the summer, with construction starting probably this time next year. Mayor, would ask that you approve the resolution entering into this agreement.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving an agreement with Kane Rash West Architects for architectural and engineering services for the Nature Center renovation Phase 2 and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement and all the documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of the agreement.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman George. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Mays. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor of the resolution say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute purchase orders for mowing of various locations. This was a bid that went out in January of 2023. The contractors that are listed within this have held their pricing once again, and so we will use this as well as the locations that are identified here for the upcoming calendar year. So, Mayor, we ask you approve the resolution entering into this contract.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution renewing the award of the proposal for mowing and trimming services at various locations to Thomas Quality Lawn Care and Klein's Lawn Care LLC, and authorizing the city manager to execute purchase orders for the same.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Baker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any discussion?
Chris, I may have overlooked this. Are we given X number of mowing events per contractor?
In terms of what is our number of days on the mowing, I think that it varies with each location. On these, specifically to these, I would have to go back in and look. But yeah, we will specify the timeframes we'd like to see these mowed. But yeah, some of them are different. For example, a park may be more frequent than interstate right-of-way. But yes, we have those conversations.
If we had a dry summer, would we had less mowings, would the amount we pay go down?
You know, that would probably be something we'd have to negotiate depending on what we were up against at that time. You know, typically in a drought, we're still dealing with different types of grasses, different type of weeds that are growing up. We would have to try to manage through that. Often these contracts are stated, you know, for X number of time, X number of mowings.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, any other comment or discussion? Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of resolution to purchase equipment to replace a lift station 301 on Airport Parkway from Southern Sales, and authorize the mayor to sign all applicable documents. This is an in-house replacement, so work will be done by city crews in an effort to save money. This was a lift station that went in place around 1998. It's definitely reached the end of its useful life. And so the equipment being purchased will allow our crews to be able to make those necessary modifications and upgrades. As a result, we ask that you approve the resolution authorizing the purchase, please.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution awarding the bid for the lift station 301 Airport Parkway replacement project to Southern Sales, and authorizing the mayor to sign an agreement for the same and all documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of the agreement.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the resolution. I have a motion for approval.
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman George. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Cooper. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of resolution renewing the agreement for the rental of a Caterpillar PM312 cold planer roadway milling machine and a Laymore sweeper closed cab SM450 from Stowers Machinery and authorizing the city manager to execute the purchase orders for the same. This is an item that we bring to you typically this time every year in an effort to assist our in-house paving, and also at the same time to try to maximize the amount of miles that we're able to pave. Leasing this equipment has proven to be the most cost-efficient means for us to achieve this work. Many of the roads, you cannot simply do an overlay. You need to mill that up, especially those with curb and gutter. Both of these pieces of equipment will be operated by city staff, working in tandem to do the milling, the cleanup, and then allowing us to come back from there and do the paving. With that, we'd ask that you approve the resolution authorizing us to lease this equipment.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving the renewal of an agreement for the rental of a Caterpillar PM312 cold planer roadway milling machine and a Laymore sweeper closed cab SM450 to Stowers Machinery Corporation and authorizing the mayor to execute the same.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any discussion? All in favor of the resolution, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution to enter into an agreement with AECom for development of the Kingsport Area Long-Range Transportation Plan. This is being conducted by the Kingsport Metropolitan Transportation Planning Organization. You see the total cost there of $247,000, with the majority coming from the federal and state appropriations. Long-range transportation plan is something that we are required to constantly look at every 5 years. It has to have a 20-year outlook. And not only do we look at the city of Kingsport, but it also expands into Hawkins County, Gate City, Weber City, portions of Hawkins, Sullivan, Washington, and even Scott County, Virginia. There'll be an opportunity for public input as we go through this. There'll be information placed on the Kingsport MPO website as they work to prepare this plan, ultimately to be presented back to the MPO board for approval, and then to the BMA for adoption. Within this plan are a number of projects, transportation improvements on local roads as well as state roads, as well as opportunities for pedestrian movement throughout our city. And in addition to that, public transportation. So I appreciate the work Leslie Christian has done on this and ask that the board move forward with executing this contract with AECom. Mayor?
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving an agreement with AECom Technical Services Incorporated and authorizing the mayor to execute the agreement and all the documents necessary and proper to effectuate the purpose of the agreement.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman Baker. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Cooper. Any discussion?
I just have a comment. This is, the MPO plan is one of the more important documents that the city publishes and works on. It has not only, financial ramifications, but growth planning, our ability to grow. And so I'm really glad that we're continuing this process. I noticed that it's due by May 2027, is that correct?
Correct.
So I know it comes back to the board, but I certainly think this is something that all of us need to be involved in, a lot of input. Now, the MPO area is not exclusive to the city limits of Kingsport, correct? It is parts of Hawkins County, Bristol, Bristol?
No, not Bristol, but
City.
yeah, parts of Hawkins, parts of Sullivan, parts of Washington, and then into Scott County, Virginia.
So do all those government entities contribute equal and likewise?
They provide input.
Yeah.
They absolutely do. But the way the MPO funding is set up, the dollars that are coming in, whether it's through the Virginia DOT or the Tennessee DOT, account for work in all of these areas. We're the central city within our MPO, and so that's typically where the employees are housed, and the local dollars are made available.
Where can I find the members of the MPO board?
So we can get you in touch with Leslie Christian, who works upstairs as part of our Public Works team. She is the staff liaison to that board, and she can get you
Okay.
set up with that.
Thank you.
And it's chaired by,
I serve on, I'm the chair of that committee. It is well.
Oh, okay.
It
Good.
is well represented. I'll also mention the last page of our paperwork has the timeline, milestones, timeline of what's to be. There's a very in-depth opportunity to provide input. I'll say it that way. So I appreciate the work that Michael Thompson and Leslie Christian do with, it's a very well-attended meeting. I think the mayor was my predecessor,
that's correct.
so he has experience with that as well, but better than I do.
Good.
We
Thank
do
you.
have representation.
Thank you.
A strong representation. Okay, any other comment? Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of resolution to adopt the Sullivan County, Tennessee Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan. This is a plan that was done in conjunction with multiple agencies across Sullivan County. You see listed within there the entities that were part of this and also the entities that will need to approve this. I will note that at an upcoming work session, I believe our next work session, we'll have a presentation that will talk about a lot of the various things we're doing from a disaster preparedness standpoint, not just here in Kingsport, but also throughout the county, as well as the partners that we have, which Kingsport's very unique to have some very strong partners, from Jim Bean with Sullivan County EMA, our friends with EMS, as well as the Kingsport Life Saving Crew. So, Mayor, with that, we'd ask that you approve the resolution officially adopting the Sullivan County, Tennessee Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution to adopt the Sullivan County, Tennessee Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan and authorizing the mayor to execute any and all documents necessary and proper to effectuate the adoption of the plan and the purpose of this resolution.
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any discussion?
I would add that, I'm sorry for. But I would add a big thank you to our city staff, city manager, and especially our police and fire department. This hazard mitigation plan is very thorough and a lot of work. I was very impressed with the amount of work that went into the planning and documentation and awareness of hazards that face our city. And it's a well done piece of work. So congratulations to everybody who worked so hard on that.
Thank you. And you don't have to apologize for when you're doing accommodations like that. Thank you. Okay. Any other discussion, comment?
Yeah, I think it's important to spotlight, this is not the emergency response plan. This is a plan that looks at hazards and mitigates them before they occur. So I'll add my thanks too for the work that takes place in this. I think a lot of times citizens, we don't realize the work that takes place until something happens. Thank goodness things have not happened, so that's a very good thing in our city.
Okay. All in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. The city manager.
Next item is consideration of resolution authorizing an industrial development board of the city of Kingsport, Tennessee, to execute a payment in lieu of taxes pilot agreement with Maple Oak Apartments. Maple Oak Apartments is getting ready to undergo a $33 million renovation to that property. It was originally constructed in 1978. Last renovation was in 2003. We've had several city staff members who've had the opportunity to walk through this facility. It is in dire need of renovation. In fact, there's probably greater than 40 rooms that are not even available to be rented. So I know we've had conversations at this board regarding entry-level housing, housing for various demographics within our city, as well as those with low income. Being able to open these additional rooms up will be very significant. Like other income-based housing that has gone through renovations of this magnitude, I'll reference Stonecrest, the former Model City Apartments. They were in here not too long ago with even more significant investment than what we see at Maple Oaks. They also requested a payment in lieu of taxes. They will continue to increase their taxes. Taxes won't decline. They'll increase that on a pace of about $1,000 a year. But for entities like this is necessary in order to help stabilize and allow them to continue making investments into this. I will note that with this pilot, as well as other pilots we've done, we have restrictions or we have asks that we place into this. Biggest one here, it has to do with safety and security, as well as other protocols that we are requesting that they adhere to in order to be able to receive this benefit. They have done so. They have even gone further with providing on-site security, and so we are greatly appreciative of that. Similar ask was made of Stonecrest. Earlier today, the Economic Development Board approved this pending your approval, and with that, I'd ask that you approve the resolution authorizing us to move forward with this pilot.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution authorizing the Industrial Development Board of the City of Kingsport, Tennessee to negotiate and accept from Maple Oak Apartments LP in lieu of ad valorem tax with respect to a low and moderate income multifamily housing project in the City of Kingsport, Tennessee, and finding that such payments are deemed to be in furtherance of the public purposes of the board as defined in Tennessee Code annotated section 7-53-305.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman George. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Baker. Any discussion?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great project. For the ones that's been on the board for a while, we remember seeing some pictures of some of the rooms that was deplorable living conditions in that. And so this is a good investment over there, and it's also going to have very little disruption to the people who live there. They're going to take those 40 rooms and renovate those to move people around. So
When will
great project.
when will it start, the renovation start?
We are anticipating them really starting at any point. I think the necessary approvals in terms of their financing have been addressed based upon their comments today at the Economic Development Board. Approval of this then moves into kind of the permitting process that we'll work them through, but hopefully very soon.
Okay. Any other discussion or comments? Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. City Manager.
Next item is consideration of a resolution to donate funds to the K-Play Sports Council Incorporated for a water line relocation at Riverwalk Park. We have talked in the past regarding the very generous donation that we received from Blue Cross Blue Shield Tennessee to construct a Healthy Places program. This now is a total grant that probably exceeds about $8 million. They have made some additional adjustments on the site. There is a water line that actually is extending into our right-of-way there that we need to provide assistance with in the relocation of. It has been recommended that the funding in the amount of $37,750 go to K-Play Sports Council to allow them to work in conjunction with Blue Cross Blue Shield. This will allow us to already work under the existing contractors, to work within the cost structure that has already been identified by those contractors, and is the most efficient and effective way to move forward. We'll continue to look at other options as we go forward with this, but again, in an effort not to slow the project down, we want to go ahead and at least have approval to make this adjustment if necessary. Again, as I stated in the work session, we stated in the staff review, should we have to do this $37,000, this would really be our only contribution to this project. So a nearly $8 million total investment with $37,000. Not too bad.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution approving a donation of funds to K-Play Sports Council Incorporated in support of the Riverwalk Park development.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Vice Mayor Duncan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Any discussion? I will say, this looks very good what I see down there.
Very
Can't-
nice park.
I can't wait to take my grandkids down
Great project.
It
For
is
that.
looking, they
Looks
got a
really-
little splash pad and it was
Right.
up today or yesterday.
there. Very good.
Very exciting.
Okay. All in favor of the resolution, say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. The city manager.
Next item is consideration of resolution to purchase one 2025 Pierce Enforcer pumper truck utilizing the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement. This is a somewhat new process for us, and I really appreciate the work that Chief DeBerry, along with our fleet maintenance manager, Steve Leonard, have done. Typically, we bring a replacement vehicle of this magnitude to you, and we talk about the number of years it will take to get that vehicle constructed and built. This is a vehicle that is actually on the line. It is a stock vehicle. As a result, we're going to see a turnaround time within 6 to 7 months, and also a significant discount of over $233,000, or nearly 20%, compared to what we have seen in the past. So, see what the vehicle looks like. Of course, ours will be have our colors on it, so it won't necessarily look like this. But in terms of the engine, it will. Again, we anticipate to receive this within 6 to 7 months, which I don't know that we've ever got a fire truck in 6 to 7 months. And so, again, appreciate the work done by the staff to kind of think outside the box and look for ways to achieve what we need to do, but also at the same time save money. Mayor, with this, we'd ask you to approve the resolution authorizing the purchase.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney, please publish.
A resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a purchase order to Siddons Martin Emergency Group LLC utilizing Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Agreement number 113021-OKC for one 2025 Pierce pumper truck.
Thank you. You've heard the reading of the resolution. May I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Motion for approval by Alderman George. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Vice Mayor Duncan. Any discussion?
Chris, with this being a stock truck, yeah, I think it's great that we was able to do that with it being a specialized vehicle. I guess for you, the chief, will there be customization have to be done after we get it? Or is it kind of an out-of-the-box, ready to go?
So the way these stock trucks are set up, basically, they take the information they get from their customers on what is the most popular components of apparatus that are being built, and they build a series of stock trucks that meet the most common specs that are out there. And basically, there's about 8 different varieties of stock trucks depending on the municipality and what their needs are. There are 2 or 3 of those stock trucks that are very, very similar to our custom spec. I mean, within just some bells and whistles, basically. Same pump, same capacity, same tank capacity. Everything is basically the same other than some extra stuff, but where we gain the benefit is that these are mass produced, and so they produce a list every month of those apparatus, and we have found trucks that match what our needs are, and we can get these trucks. The biggest thing is in 3 to 6 months. I mean, we'll have this truck by probably April at the latest, where we've been waiting 3 years, and there is a considerable savings there. So we're not sacrificing anything as far as what the ability of those apparatus are.
Will you have to do anything to it once it comes in?
No, just outfit it with the equipment. Of course, we figure that as part of it.
It's great for the savings.
Yeah, we're very fortunate for that we found one that was close enough to our spec.
Yeah,
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Absolutely.
very much.
I have a question for Chief.
Chief.
I know on the mileage is 127,000 on the truck you're replacing.
So basically, we have a truck that is up for replacement. And typically, that would be where we would go through for a custom order, and then we would have to wait for that pre-build. Right now, it's been running anywhere from 36 to 48 months, depending on how busy they are. So we, instead of building that custom truck, we're going to take those funds and buy this stock truck that's very similar to that spec. But again, we can get that truck in 4 to 6 months, and there's a cost savings because we're not custom building a spec. So we're not writing a custom spec for this particular truck. And so we're just basically taking that allotted funding for that custom replacement truck and roll them into a stock truck so we can get it back on the road quicker. But yes, it is a replacement. Does that answer your question? I'm sorry.
Sure.
Okay.
Any other comments or discussion?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right.
Okay, all in favor of the resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Resolution passes 6-0. The city manager.
All right, we now move into the consent agenda. You have 3 items on there. I'll read through these if you'd like. Anyone pulled for additional discussion, please let me know. First item is consideration of resolution to accept a donation from the Friends of the Kingsport Archives for the restoration of J. Fred Johnson's desk.
There you go.
Next item is consideration of resolution to approve a right-of-way easement with Kingsport Power Company. Third item is consideration of resolution approving an application for the Kingsport Police Department for membership in the Tennessee Law Enforcement Accreditation Program. Mayor?
Thank you. You've heard a reading of the consent agenda items, all 3, and may I have a motion for approval?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to accept all items on the consent agenda as presented.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Duncan, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman George. Okay. Madam Deputy Recorder, would you please call the roll?
Alderman Baker,
Aye to all items.
Alderman Cooper,
Aye to all.
Vice Mayor Duncan,
Aye to all.
Alderman George. Aye to all. Alderman Mays,
Aye to all items.
Mayor Montgomery.
Aye to all. The consent agenda items are approved, 6-0. Mr. City Manager.
All right, Mayor, we move into communications. We've got an item here I'd like to address to the board. With the mail out of the 2025 City of Kingsport tax notice, property owners unfortunately received a duplicate property tax bill in error. As your city manager, I want to extend my sincere apology for any confusion or inconvenience this may have caused. Please be assured no additional payment is required beyond the original tax bill, and we will continue to work with all those impacted to be able to answer any questions that they may have, and as stated tonight, do everything possible to reduce that duplication. Cause of this error is twofold. First, the absence of quality control measures and the complexity of an antiquated software system that unfortunately resulted in the tax file being duplicated as it was uploaded to a third party responsible for mailing the bills. While we continue to evaluate the cause of this incident, I have asked our Chief Financial Officer to conduct a thorough review of our internal procedures and system controls to ensure that similar errors are prevented in future billing cycles. Please make no mistake, we remain committed to accuracy, accountability, and the highest standard of public service. Last couple of years, you've heard me talk at length about the need to make critical investments in technology. This incident underscores that need. Thankfully, and because of our investments you have authorized, we're well on our way to launching our new customer information system next year, which will significantly modernize our utility billing. Additionally, we are working to implement a new financial information system, which will provide us a more modern platform for financial management and, yes, tax billing. We appreciate your understanding, continued support as we work to improve our operations. Obviously, this is not in any way, shape, form, or fashion a reflection of who we are as an organization, to which, as I stated earlier, I apologize for that. We are working constantly in quality control measures throughout all aspects of what we do. We are also at the same time going through and making significant adjustments and improvements in an overhaul of our entire finance department. I realize there's probably been phone calls made into City Hall regarding this matter. Trust me, we will get to those. We have a limited staff working not only the window, but the phones, and also a host of other billing outside of just what we do with taxes. But we will ensure that we take care of those calls in a very timely manner. We appreciate your patience, and again, apologize for the duplication. With that said, Mayor, in honor of Tommy Alderman, roll tribe.
Alderman.
Well, Chris, thank you for the explanation. I'm glad to hear that there's no additional money that was paid out for a duplicate billing, so thank you for that. I want to say congratulations to the Dobbins Bennett High School Band for being chosen to be in the 100th Macy's Parade. I realize my humanity today because the Post said that they have a 40-year relationship with Macy's, and I was in year one. I played the snare drum at the Macy's Parade. So that's an exciting gig, though. I am super excited for the band, and I know some of the students that's in the band, so it's just a testament to the high excellence that program has. So congratulations to them. That's all I've got.
All right, thank you. Before I make my comments, I do have a question. I appreciate, Chris, your being straightforward and your apology about the duplicate tax notice. But I think citizen input brought up a good point. What if somebody does pay twice or tries to pay twice? What does that process look like? Should that happen?
Yeah, so obviously we want to avoid that at all possible costs for a host of reasons. More importantly, just from the simple fact that it's not required. We're already having those conversations. We really began having those conversations last week to try to do whatever we can to avoid that. Typically, when a customer comes in to pay that bill, there's going to be something entered into the system. We're going to be able to see on the screen that something has been paid. So they're coming in, we're going to be able to catch that there. If they mail that in, same process is going to occur. It's going to be processed, and we'll manage it. But conversations with the city recorder, we are already looking at that to ensure that that does not happen. Obviously, I've personally received several calls on it. They understand the error, and most people are just taking one and throwing it in the trash and paying the other one.
Okay, thank you. And I agree with Alderman Baker. Tip my hat to the Dobbins Bennett Band. Get to travel to Macy's next year. Also, Mayor Montgomery and I attended, regarding our school's milk dispensary at John Sevier Middle School. And the Commissioner of Agriculture was present from Nashville. And it's been well received from all the students. And my understanding is one of the first schools in the state to adopt the program. So again, our city schools are doing an outstanding job. Also, all of us know how well our schools performed in standardized testing. We had top schools in the region, and I just tip my hat to our school board. Very thankful for the work they do. All of our teachers and administration. You don't get results like that without hard work, and so especially the students. So really, really proud of our school system and our school board and all the work they do.
Just want to mention that the Dobbins Bennett football game will be Thursday night this week instead of Friday night. They're so go out on Thursday night and watch the band and watch the Dobbins Bennett football team and all the students that participate on Thursday night this week. Looking forward, Trick or Treat on the Street this year will be on the 25th of October. If you haven't been down to Trick or Treat on the Street, you need to participate, or at least go down there and see. There's thousands of children and our citizens on the streets of Kingsport having a wonderful time. So that's all I have.
Everybody's kind of already covered everything, so I'm good.
Okay. Vice Mayor Duncan.
Leaf collection, it's that time of year. I think it starts October the 13th, I believe it is. So crews will be coming around and picking up the leaves and just tag along on DB band. I didn't play the snare drum, Morris, but I did chaperone one year. It's a great trip for the kids.
He was my chaperone.
Okay, now. But it was a great trip for the kids because it's not just performing in the Macy's Day. They, as you know, they do a lot of sightseeing, and it's so much more than that, and to where it's an educational trip as well. So congratulations to them. And I'm sure that you'll be seeing some fundraising things coming in the next year for this too. So congratulations to them. And then finally, I think most of us went to Tommy's Celebration of Life. And it was very well done by the family members and people who was involved in that. And Tommy would have been very proud of that, I think. So prayers go out to Dee and his family as they kind of transition through that. So with that said, that's it.
Thank you. I, too, want to congratulate the DB band for their accomplishments, and especially for next year. As a proud DB parent twice, I know how hard they work to get to that, so that's very good. Also thankful to KEDB for facilitating the pilot agreement for us, that getting Maple Oaks back up to the standard that it once had. The next Friday, October the 17th, is our State of the City, and we encourage everyone to come out and be a part of that. And I'm sure we will see, there's been a lot of funny things said to Chris, but I'm sure Chris will not sleep well the night before because he plans to be there this time, right?
Was it last year that,
Healthy.
I was last year.
that Ryan took over at the 11th hour?
So,
haven't recovered.
so let's continue praying for Chris's health during this week. And then we're reminded that on the 3rd of November, we'll be in work session with the Board of Education to talk about schools and going forward. With that said, I wish each of you a good night and be safe. Thank you. This meeting's adjourned.
Was it something you ate?
Yeah, it was some sort of, I woke up, I was fine, had an allergic reaction, and I was down.